Okay, so nobody's getting the truth from the mainstream media, folks. It's well past time to open your eyes, your ears, and your mind. Do your own research because something isn't right here. And if you can't see that, you are not paying attention, folks.
It's the opportunity to forge for ourselves and for future generations a new world order. A world where the rule of law, not the law of the jungle, governs the conduct of nations.
So let's look at each one of these and see how we can get this down to zero. Probably one of these numbers is going to have to get pretty near to zero. Now that's back from high school algebra, but let's take a look. First, we've got population. The world today has 6.8 billion people. That's headed up to about 9 billion. Now, if we do a really great job on new vaccines, healthcare, reproductive health services, we could lower that by perhaps 10 or 15%.
The important message that we need Australians to get vaccinated as quickly as possible. In line with that, I do encourage all Australians to please go and book your vaccinations as soon as you can if you haven't already done so.
Emma, get away!
When we are successful, and we will be, we have a real chance at this new world order, an order in which a credible United Nations can use its peacekeeping role to fulfill the promise and vision of the UN's founders.
Okay, we need to stand up against this tyranny, folks. Stop giving away your freedoms and liberties, because the more you give up, the more these people will take until you have absolutely nothing left. That's their agenda. All right, good evening, family. How are you? Wherever you are, Rumble, Project Matilda, guys, with Twitter, we got Facebook. We're still trying to get out on Facebook, and yeah, we're sort of getting there, but, you know, we've got to serve a purpose out there, guys. So, again, help us out, share it, right? And, yeah, just bang it out now, guys, while you can, while I'm just doing my little intro run, and give us a hand, guys. But, yeah, I did see in my little notifications that I sort of get scared about going into that we'd had an extra 1,000 new views in the last week. It just sort of come into me little thingo. So that's good, guys. That's Facebook they're talking about there. So, yeah.
The website's gone up.
The website's gone up, so that's great. You know what I mean? This is what we need. We just, you know, and look, like we said, you know, the public are right. They're right for the picking. That's probably not a nice word to use, but that's what we're, you know, we're here to, you know, spread the good word, aren't we? And the good word is wake up to the Luciferian satanic agenda because it's coming right at you, you know? So, you know, there we go. Now, I've just got a message in, and Spanner, how are you, mate? Yeah, down there. I hope you're going all right, buddy. Hard times, I know. Yeah, again, hope Tassie's going all right. But he's just saying here it comes. Farmers, recreational shooters, gun clubs, gun shops, Vernon controllers. This will go Australia-wide very, very quick. So that's cairnsnews.org, guys. I haven't looked at it yet. But obviously, we know what they're doing. They're coming at us. And while they're coming at us and doing that, you know, how are you feeling at the moment? Because I'm just flicking over the mainstream stuff, all right? You know, we're giving Ukraine 1 billion plus, guys. 1 billion plus, all right? And now we gave 600 million to Papua New Guinea to create a rugby team. Now another 400 million to the South Pacific sort of peace treaty to keep the Chinese away. The Chinese and the Russians, we've got to watch them, all right? That's 1.1 billion plus. How do you feel about that? I'm just asking, because I don't really feel real good about it, man. Not why we got the conditions that we've got here in Australia. That's $1.1 billion. Just think about that. Forget our natural gas that they've ripped off us and our coal and everything else that they've given up for nothing. You know what I mean? But, yeah, guys, you know, that's just ludicrous. Okay, they sold all our other shit off ages ago. You know what I mean? But, you know, this is money out of your pocket, you know, your illegal tax. As I said, yeah, I'm not telling you what to do, but, you know, as far as I'm concerned, if you're paying tax, you are consorting to, all right, agree with child trafficking, protecting, funding wars, subscription for your kids to go to war. All right, because this is what all the money's doing, guys. It's unreal. And then I watched the opening ceremony. I got up early this morning, guys. I got up at 2:30. I don't know why, but yeah. So I'm getting tired. But anyway, another satanic opening ceremony for the paraplegics as well. Or Paralympics, yeah. Big obelisk in the middle of the stage. They're all doing like just different bits, you know, people falling over and the myocarditis shuffle and just incredible. And here we got over there, Sam Mostyn, your GG. All right. And instead of a turning the back on Ukraine, which has nothing to do with the Ukrainian people, that's a fair point if anyone's about to say that. But here she is clapping on Ukraine. You know what I mean? We'll give you another $1 billion. I'm the Governor General. I can help you with that. You know, it's just ludicrous. You know, when are these people going to wake up to what's really going on in the world, you know, and who's NATO and we've got nothing to do with it. Don't forget, guys. And, you know, North American Treaty. Okay. Nothing to do with us. But what could have to do with us, and we might get the blame for it, is a deadly blue tongue virus. Okay. And it is heading from Europe into the UK. And look out, people. Be likely to arrive through infected biting midges. Well, Bill Gates has got that covered. Blown over from Northern Europe, where officials say cases are rapidly rising. The fear porn is on, guys. All right, so that's the old blue tongue bug. We haven't seen the Vivoda bug for a while, have we? That's gone a bit quiet. That's at least we learned something there, guys. How do you kill a bug? You go at it, and you whack it. Or you whack a troll. Boom, gone. So that's maybe we learned something from the Vivoda bug there, because it certainly took off. Richard Miles, okay, good old Defence Minister Richard Miles. He's he's just opened a $600,000 second office in Geelong, a short walk from his existing space. Well, Miles, the only space you've got is between the earlobes, son. All right, and yeah, you guys are gonna, you know, have to front up for this stuff, mate. Is it joking? Now again, here we go, guys. Gold Coast school principal in court over child grooming charges. You know, when are we gonna get back our lives so we can have people that we respect and that we know will go into these schools or these community, you know, learning places that we're going to call them, not frigging schools, all right, loosh backwards with a bit of a change, taking the energy. But yeah, you know, we got people that can do a better job. You know, this is just bullshit. You know, they're just getting caught all the time, aren't they? So the Australian government has warning to travellers over bird flu outbreak concerns. Okay, strains of avian influenza known as the bird flu are circulating across the globe. So I don't know. What do you want to do, guys? You want to lock yourself in your house or something? I don't know. What are we going to do? What we're going to do is not conform and laugh at it all, because they can't sell nothing, guys. They got to manufacture it, man. And I told you the other night what I think they'll do to start and manufacture it. So yeah, have your head on a swivel, people. Come on in, Cazz.
How you going?
Yeah,
we got heaps of news, but you know, shout out to our people. This was sent to me. Now this is a group of people from different towns in the region, and they went to the Bush Summit in Orange today.
Cool.
They stood outside with the signs against renewables. Barney B. Joyce stopped and spoke to us at length and encouraged us to keep fighting and that we will win. Now it said that you need to get massive amounts of people to Canberra. And so anyway, and that's the photo there of them. So shout out to those people. Well done. Look at that. That's awesome.
It's great. Yeah, look, everything's going up. So guys, unreal. Thank you very much. All right. This is what we want. You know, and as I said, that was Facebook told me that was 1,000 new viewers. So yeah, that's brilliant, guys. That is really freaking brilliant, man. That means we're getting out to some people, and you know, we're not in an echo chamber when the stats are, and I don't look at these things enough. I need to probably look at them a little bit more, but yeah, that's probably been rising for a while, but I don't notice these things because I'm scared to go in there.
We must be doing something because the ABC's hit panic buttons, and now that we have a problem with conspiracy theorists, look at this little board.
Out of the rabbit hole. I've been speaking with former conspiracy theory believers to ask them just that. People like Joel Hill.
I think I was deepest in the rabbit hole was when I found that a lot of basic things around me were points of paranoia. Tap water was a big one. We always drank bottled water in our house. We had the big bottled water dispenser, and that gave me comfort. The conspiracy is that they put fluoride in the water in order to control you.
Joel also thought the 9/11 attacks were staged.
I blame the US. It was an inside job, it was all them, and that to me gave me just something that I wanted to believe in. It was a lot easier that way.
Something that I wanted to believe in. Now, just like I haven't even done it. This is just basically, I haven't even pulled anything out of the air. I haven't even done a Google search on this, okay? Here's just what I've got stacked that we're trying to get to and we just never ever get to. So yeah. So bombshell, fluoride can lower IQ in children, says government report. Now, obviously, after he realised that fluoride wasn't a problem, he began drinking it, or actually he was probably drinking beforehand because he's got seriously lower IQ.
Oh, no.
Now
he's from Central Casting. He's from Central Casting.
He runs that thing, that one of those troll pages that they're probably going out now on us. So, and all he does is basically help us out because that's how.
Yeah, share it out, bro. Yeah, share it out. Get it amongst the people.
Anyway, like I mean, you know, well, let's stop bagging them because yeah. All right, now Dutton has come out. He's very serious about misinformation.
Do you think for tougher action against social media companies?
Dutton.
No question at all, and I think there's a bipartisan position in relation to this. We know that the companies, and we've seen some of the comments from Elon Musk overnight, they see themselves above the law, and the Australian law here should apply equally in the real world as it does online. As Phil was pointing out before, you would be sued for defamation and you would be taken before the courts under various acts for publishing some of that which freely flows on the internet. And
that's why we have laws and that's why we have courts, Mr. Dutton, because now why haven't we been sued? If there was anything wrong in what we would say, we would be sued. So instead of what he's trying to do is try and basically pass off, you know, this, and it's we need misinformation bills to stop the information getting out.
They know they can't sue us. All they can do is friggin' falsely accuse us and lock us up. You know, they've got no other option. Yeah,
that's exactly right. And you mentioned Mr. Miles there a minute ago. Well, here he is. He's got to say this to say about Ukraine.
Constantly talking with Ukraine, working out how we can provide support, making it clear that we will be there for as long as it takes for Ukraine to resolve this conflict on their terms. And that's actually the fundamental issue here, and that's the support they want to see.
Righto, Richard. We want you on the show, you knucklehead. All right, you need to be educated. You are just like, you know, an absolute goon. Okay, my personal opinion only. All right, but you are a knucklehead goon, and you need to get on here and actually prove me and Cazz are wrong, all right, on some issues that we may bring up with you. So you, Mr. Smart politician on your friggin' 1 million a year or whatever you're sucking out of a system, come on our little 2-bit 2-bob show, and let's see how you go. Stop the rot, sack the lot.
All right, so you've got this situation with Albo where if the reporter even goes, "Oh, you said the quiet bit out loud."
You sort of said the quiet bit out loud. Do you think that this detracts from
not at all
the point that this
what was the quiet bit? It's a cracker of an announcement. That's what I said. That's what I stand by. It was.
But in the sense that there are concerns raised by PIF members that this is solely about carving China out of the region.
No one's raised that yesterday. Not a single person at the plenary raised that yesterday. This is Pacific-led, and it's a cracker of an announcement.
Prime Minister, it's not an unreasonable question from Dan. If the Deputy Secretary of State is saying there was an initiative that the US decided to pull out from,
he didn't say that. He didn't say that. He did not say that.
Sounded very much to us like
he didn't. No, he didn't say that.
What's your interpretation of what he said?
Is what he said. He said he'd had a discussion with Kevin about it.
And he asked him to hold off on something so that Australia could...
Well, that's what he said, Prime Minister.
I wasn't a part of this. It's Pacific-led. This has been led by police ministers, have been meeting about this for a year.
Idiot.
Will you be having a word to Kevin Rudd about this?
No.
Chill out. Oh, mate, like, how many times can he contradict himself, like, through that little, like, 60-second? He's in this Muppet's running your country, people. Really? He couldn't run your garden shed. They'd be sniffing petrol all day because he couldn't find anything else to do. Like, dead set.
All right, now Alex Antics, he's weighed into this on Sky News. What's important about this is the platform that he's actually on. So yeah,
use these digital giants to lie to us.
Yeah, Chris, I mean, it was hard to get any sort of interest in that story. You mentioned the Freedom of Information application at all. I mean, thanks to you for printing it and writing about it in the Australian. I think it was a massive story and a massive scandal, frankly, that we had the Department of Home Affairs who were effectively dobbing Australians in for Facebook posts, Twitter posts to those companies and in many cases being censored and having posts removed. So we're entering into a very different world, and we have been there for some time now, where social media companies, big tech companies, have so much control over the narrative, the sort of control really that newspapers would have dreamed of once upon a time, that we haven't quite worked out how this works. And we're seeing it. I actually spoke to Dr. Robert Epstein on my podcast Based about this very issue from the point of view of big tech companies and how they can move people around to see things that they want to see. But it also applies to social media. And yes, it is good to see Meta making these mea culpa style admissions a little bit too late. I mean, I'm getting a bit tired of this happening after the event, whether it's a politician.
All right, now that's why, so we had the other day where Zuckerberg has come out and he has drafted a letter. Now, I'd say what's happened is Zuckerberg's cut a deal of some sort. He's gone, all right, I'll come out and I'll basically confess. I'll fess up. You got me here. So he's cut some sort of deal. So basically what's happened is, and this is why, you're going to see a lot more of this kind of censorship talk and things like that. But it's the fact that they have that it's not just our bureaucrats, but it's also the bureaucrats in the USA as well.
Goes like this.
The day after,
there you go.
the day after they took office, the Biden administration opened a portal in the FBI and a whole heap of other agencies to the social media giant because they wanted complete and control of the narrative. Which is why Durov has been arrested. So because Telegram has been basically saying no, we're not going to be doing that. So and then Alex Jones has come out and told Elon Musk, he goes, "Don't you travel to Europe? Australia and New Zealand and Canada are a really suspicious world, but don't go to Europe because they'll be out to get you." And now it looks like the girl that that Durov was traveling with was actually a honeypot.
Yep. Oh, Zuggers, we got you on the inside. You're talking to your friend Bellows. If you don't want to go act to jail, be a nice fella. That's where Zuckers is at the moment, mate. They're all getting squeezed. If it's Zuckers, who knows who it is? Some little muppet that's been put in there to play the part of, bringing this movie to an end.
Well, yeah, and it is getting close. Now, what's interesting today was Trump has trolled the whole of the whole of the deep state, really, and it was with this. Where's the article here? All right, so the whole QAnon thing. So Trump shared QAnon themed posts on Truth Social again. So he's retruthed this. In the end, God wins, 45 to 47. And it's got a Q plus in the middle, and where we go one, we go all. Then he's retruthed this one. Nothing can stop what is coming. Where we go one, we go all. Retruth if you agree. Then he did this one, retruth. Nothing can stop what is coming. And then he did this one. The world will soon understand. Nothing can stop what is coming. So it's very interesting because, it's why would he do that if he was trying to distance himself from the whole QAnon thing? So you wouldn't.
There's there's a big marketing tool out there waking up a lot of people around the country. And hopefully, guys, and it looks like it is, it's trickling into our little country here. And people, we don't want to get to where England is, guys. We really don't. Europe, okay, we just don't want to get there. So let's continue waking people up. Did you know? Get to our website. All right. StopTheRightSackTheLot.org. Give it a plug.
That's right. All right. Now,
send it to Richard Miles. Actually, send it to Milesy, right? This show. Guys, who can do that for us? Few of you send it to Milesy. All right, send him the link. Get him on the show. Get him to the website and see if we can get him on the show. Bloody clown. All
Robert F. Kennedy, he's put out today on Twitter, 5 states, Texas, Utah, Kansas, Mississippi, and Louisiana, suing Pfizer for knowing and concealing the vaccine causing myocarditis, pericarditis, failed pregnancies, and deaths. That's 10% of the US states. The tide is turning. Yes, the tide is turning indeed. And on that note, you've also got this study, and it's what this has revealed is 51,000 excess deaths since the COVID vaccine rollout in Australia. And the new study asks why, and notes the deaths are not in the unvaccinated but the boosted. So it's not in the unvaccinated, guys. It's basically
And them numbers are very low. I do believe they've been played with. The numbers are higher than that. We know they are.
The study actually says that. I've got the study here. I pulled it up and read the bottom of it, and it actually says that limited. It was limited by the information.
Yeah.
So very interesting. All right, we've heard a lot about we've heard a lot about the migrants, and of course the deep state or the New World Order's plan was always to collapse the third world into the first world, and then that way they would be able to order out of chaos. They'd be able to create so much chaos that they'd be able to present the solution in time, and everyone would just be so sick of everything. They'd go, yes, please do something. And of course, that would be the control grid. But you've got this situation where you've got this.
It's tried to board a school bus this morning while it was traveling to a school. The superintendent for the Humboldt del Zura Union School District informed parents of that incident earlier today. It happened at one of the stops on the school district's bus route that heads to Oak Grove Middle School.
So you've got them with that. You've also got Venezuelan gangs taking over. Now, this is in Aurora, Colorado, and this is not the only one. They've actually taken over several rental blocks, okay?
Yep.
And they're collecting the rents, and they're not, basically, they've just completely taken over.
Yeah, just come in, run the excellent business. Unreal. Look at this.
Now, there are reports that the FBI is being informed, and a whole heap of other agencies, and they're doing diddly squat because they're too busy running around looking for people that are doing posting naughty things on social media.
You got to stop them people posting.
Yeah, this horrible situation where this schoolgirl was basically beaten by about 50 migrants in the UK.
That's just sickening, isn't it? That is absolutely sickening.
It is. It's just horrible. Like, who would even actually do that? You've got this situation. These people, European Invasion has been keeping track of it. So they've had 53 stabbings, 3 adults killed, 6 children killed, 7 phone robberies, 3 shop robberies, 2 arsons. Meanwhile, British police are dancing with the migrants.
Yeah.
You've also got the situation here where new data, a class war is emerging between the working middle class and the wealthy over immigration. And what's happening is that the people who are struggling with the cost of living call for immigration cut, but the very rich have a very different view. And why would that be, Dave? Would the very rich have organised to actually have rentals available? They're getting excess rent and things like that. They're keeping their rents higher. Interesting, isn't it?
They're all by design, under instruction, pre-contracted, and doing a good job of bringing society down. Caz would be my answer to that, to cover a few points in one.
Exactly. Now, look here, we've got this situation where a disabled man in a wheelchair, and it was actually a motor scooter. That's how disabled he was. He's been stabbed to death by machetes in London in broad daylight. And you've got this situation. This is the Deputy Prime Minister of Sweden. And she says Islam needs to adapt to Swedish values. Muslims who do not integrate should leave the country. Honour killings, clan structures, beheadings, and stoning of women and Sharia law do not belong here.
Exactly.
I don't think they belong anywhere.
They don't belong in either.
They don't belong anywhere.
No, exactly right.
Do not belong anywhere. And then, of course, the situation is increasing with more and more migrants. I saw we had a video, which we didn't get to yesterday, of Moroccans that were swimming the channel to gain access to Spain. Well, here they are, and they're basically
walking their way through.
Basically, yeah.
Hey, in the 70s, yeah. There was good stuff coming out of Morocco. Morocco had a great reputation back in the hippie days, guys.
Well, that's good. Now, we mentioned Terry White Canvas, but guess what, Dave? You don't need to fear, because Terry White is advertising they have got the monkeypox vaccination
there you go.
available now.
There you go.
Customers over the 5 years in Victoria.
Shingles straight off the bat, guys. You can just walk in, get your shot, come out with a rash, and die.
Cool.
You remember? Good on you, Anne. Anne knows. It was Moroccan. Very nice, Moroccan.
Now,
good music come out of there. Yeah, let's go.
All right. Now, this is interesting because we've been saying this for a while. I think we've been saying it, or we've questioned it, but there is actually a study about COVID-19 and nicotine.
Check it out.
So the headline there is a post-COVID-19 syndrome, a severe
Go find that study
of
and read it for yourself.
I think, orchestrated.
And here is the conclusion.
So the conclusion says that based on the results of this case study, this treatment option using nicotine patches to combat long-haul COVID seems far superior to time-consuming, often underwhelming or disappointing, costly and complex rehabilitation measures currently available to these patients. Now, it's an interesting thing, but I wondered for years, because all of there was a flu raging through work, or anytime there was something that was raging through work, all of the smokers would be across the road at lunchtime and recess and whatnot smoking, and we would be the only ones that would not get it. Yeah. And I used to wonder for years, I used to think, why is it that shouldn't we be the unhealthiest?
Well, we've only been lied to a real little bit, like that much.
Guys, not that I'm saying go out and take up smoking, for goodness sakes. I'm not saying that at all. Nor am I advocating for it. I'm just
or importing anything from Morocco while we're talking that way. That's exactly right.
I don't even know what came from Morocco, so anyway.
That was hash. I'll give it away. It was hash. Moroccan hash. There you go. Back in the day.
It wasn't green.
Yeah. Now, look, what you might notice is that actually Australians are waking up and people are putting two and two together. And this Chris Smith, he runs Immigration Watch. And here's a part of his interview.
It's no surprise that immigration is at the top of everybody's minds at the moment. If you're trying to rent a house, it's nearly impossible. If you're already renting, getting kicked out is looming around the corner. People are putting two and two together. They're saying, why are streets getting busier? Why is it getting harder to book a GP?
Yep.
Why is it harder to try and get a police officer over? Our population, our country is breaking under its exploding population numbers driven almost entirely by migration. People are putting two and two together. My job, I feel like, is just trying to say to the government, hey, look, Australians are not happy about what you're doing with immigration. It's time to seriously cut it and go from there.
Yay. Yeah.
Seriously, cut it, all right? Yeah, just stop it all together. Something's got to, Anyway, come on. Let's rally the troops, guys. Let's get on the pitch. It's an exciting game now. Let's go. I know it's happening again. I can read it in the background.
I bought the wrong thing in.
Who's that guy? Who's he?
Sorry. I thought I clicked on a file. I've done that a few times, but anyway. Somebody impersonating you, Dave. We've spoken about.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, we have touched on a little bit about the whole with the transgender things and things like that. Now, this person, what they deliver about the estrogen mimickers within the environment is actually really quite shocking. And this is why we need to actually clean up the environment and clean up the bodies of the people before maybe they're not even, maybe they're not even that way inclined. They don't know because they're being chemically altered.
Yep.
In America is hitting puberty, which is sexual maturity, 6 years earlier than they were in 1900. We have the earliest puberty rates of any continent in the world. It's age 10 and 10 to 13. And this is in large part thought to do because of we're literally giving children estrogen with all the plastics we're ingesting, which are xenoestrogens, meaning they are exogenous artificial estrogens, and the pesticides, which can activate the estrogen receptors like atrazine. I mean, you can put atrazine, which is a pesticide that we spray about 70 million pounds of in the U.S. every year. It's not legal in Europe, but it's sold to us from international countries.
It's not legal in Europe?
No, you cannot use it. And you put this on a developing male frog embryo, and it turns into a female frog. That's how much of an endocrine disrupting chemical that it is.
So we need to get rid of all of the endocrine disruptors within the food system, within the chemical system, so to actually bring some balance back to the bodies, because they are interfering, and that changes the physical format of the people as well.
Yep. And, that's, you're dead right. We got to get fit and healthy, guys. That's why I'm doing what I'm doing with the other product, because it's working. The detox and just the difference. So anyway, we've all got to get fit because we're here to endure and overcome. All right. So however you can do that, I recommend you do it. Okay. A lot of you people in the country and that, you've got the perfect start. You've got, like Cazz and that, you got people around growing, you know what I mean? You got meat you can get hold of, you guys are a little bit ahead of us city slickers, because in the city where, they tell us what poison we can and can't have. And if someone tries to do the right thing and gets caught out because the public word gets around, you can get lamb down there and it's coming from over the mountain and it's really good, next minute there's a knock on the door. It's like the D-dimer test, I mentioned this to the doctor the other day. When I had to go in there, but, I went in and red pilled him too. I didn't do it for nothing. You know what I mean? I might have needed to go there instead of going to hospital, but I certainly told him why he wasn't allowed to do live blood tests and how come he can't write out a D-dimer test anymore. And his head just went, oh, and that was it. You know what I mean? So, they're all complicit.
Well, it can be done too, because as you can see here, this child, they reversed the autism after they detoxed him.
Yep. 3 years of autism.
Time to start thinking about those flu shots.
Ooh. Also, there's a possible treatment for autism that some say is curing children.
Baxter Burley looks and acts like a normal 6-year-old, because he is. That's why it's hard to imagine that at age 3, he had full-blown autism.
The same regional center that gave him the diagnosis, the same group of people, reversed his diagnosis.
Something else that reversed, the amount of mercury in his system. It went from a high level of 13 to what's considered almost negligible, 0.5. No longer considered autistic.
No longer considered autistic. That was a big day. We actually call it the day he lost his diagnosis. We call his second birthday.
Too cool.
All right, that full video will be available on the website. So, yeah. But it's just, so it's doable. And once we get this monkey off our back and we start really like
exactly, Caz.
moving towards health as a community, as a people group, we'll just take off because there's lots of discoveries that are being suppressed and things like that. So yeah, you know.
Yep, there's a
good music.
lot of talk in the background about different things. You know, we won't go there. You know, but because they got to happen. You know, before I'm going to talk about them. But yeah, there's certainly rumblings that, you know, as it's going to get dark, guys. I've told you. All right, it's going to get dark, but it's got to get dark before the dawn. But I tell you what, if things are correct, it's not a bad looking dawn if we get there. It is, and I believe we'll get there because we're on fire. We're smashing them.
We're also winning. Victory. Woman fired for refusing COVID vaccine gets almost $700,000. Look, this was a couple of months back, but it's worthwhile visiting again to remind everyone. So yeah, it's she actually won. So
go and get them, folks.
Yep. So yeah, she was basically paid out. So that is awesome. Go her. So yeah. Anyway. All right. So let me just grab some stuff here. I'm a bit slow tonight because of the just having some trouble with here.
Yeah, that's all right. I'm just reading a couple of comments actually, and get the monkey off our back. That is funny, Caz. Yeah, it is. Get the monkeypox off your back. We ain't taking it. We're not gonna take it. No, we ain't gonna take it.
Well, it's not just us as well. This is going on with in the USA as well, especially like with this announcement.
King developments, the Trump transition team are preparing to authorize officials to arrest elite figures allegedly involved in the covert operation of spraying chemtrails to manipulate weather patterns, control populations, and disperse harmful toxins, including aluminium and barium. These high-level arrests are set to target those at the top who've orchestrated these activities, rather than the operational staff unaware of the full scope of their actions. This marks a...
All right, so that's just a rumor, but sometimes they're worthwhile including those things because it's just like it's not something that we can verify. But what may happen is we might actually see people basically resigning really quickly or suddenly from different corporations, and so just keep an eye on those kinds of things.
Oh yeah, we're seeing plenty go on. It's it's certainly getting crazy. People are, like I said, you know, there's so much going on over in the States and that, guys. You know what I mean? Just places that are just empty, man. Just empty.
I know.
I'm trying to get rid of that comment. Right, I got it.
And you've even got this situation where China has even called out the US.
Russia relationship is built on the basis of non-alignment, non-confrontation, and non-targeting at any third party. It is a factor conducive to world peace and stability, which is no cause for concern. What is truly concerning is the destructive role the U.S. has played to peace and stability in the world. The U.S. is the number one warmonger in the world. The U.S. was not at war for only 16 years throughout its 240-plus years of history. The U.S. accounted for about 80% of all post-World War II armed conflicts. The U.S. is also the number one violator of sovereignty and interferer in the internal affairs of other countries.
So we live in crazy times because
and here's Albo out in the Pacific, you know what I mean, working with America to try and stop the Chinese. You know what I mean? Like, it's just like if only people knew what was going on, man. Like, far out.
We just live in crazy times, and like China, like CCP, no, okay, Chinese people use, but I mean that was a guy with a CCP flag behind him. But what he said doesn't necessarily take away from what he said, because what he said is true. Because the deep state hijacked the American government, and so therefore they've actually perpetrated all of these wars and overthrows. They've overthrown 70 countries or something. The CIA's overthrown 70 countries or something in the last 25 years, 30 years.
Yeah, well, from 59 when they whacked it, when they started to pull in, you know, or set out Project Gladio, yeah, they've well over, I think, 120, I think I've heard Colonel Towner say. I mean, it's amazing. Every country, guys. It was every country, man. Everywhere. You know, I've been listening to one on Singapore, Taiwan, sorry, and another one on Vietnam. Just it's just incredible, man. You know, they were just warmongers. You know, and that's who our politicians are in bed with. NATO. What have we got to do with the North American Treaty? What? I just really don't understand. Why are we even talking to NATO? You know, it's like me turning up at an AFL ground And I've actually got my soccer ball under my arm, and I brought a goalkeeper with me, you know what I mean? And nothing's going to fit, man, because the posts are different. You know, it's a round field, not a square one. It's just unreal. Like, they shouldn't even be there.
No, it's not our war. But none of these wars have been our wars when we've sent our troops over. But look, the thing is that the tide is turning now. Jim Willie was on overnight with Nino Rodriguez. He said a lot of things that were really interesting about Jassara, the QFS. He's had confirmation that it's going through, that it's currently going through at the moment. But one of the things that he said is he actually thinks that Kamala is basically going to have to resign because she's the most unpopular vice president. She's not going to make the cut in the end. And it's really interesting that he should say that last night. And then this comes up with people starting up, I'm not with her.
Woodson. Hi, my name is Silo.
I'm Karen Watson. I'm Yolanda Johnson from Georgia.
This is BB Diamond from New York City.
I'm Dana Galen, and I'm from Tampa, Florida.
I live in Hagerstown, Maryland.
Out here in Maricopa County.
Kalamazoo County, Michigan.
I am a proud African immigrant living in Florida.
I'm from the great state of New Jersey.
I'm Angelina from Philly, and this November, I am not voting for Kamala Harris.
I am not voting for Kamala Harris.
I'm not voting for Kamala Harris.
I am not with Kamala Harris.
I am not with her.
I'm not with her.
I am not with Kamala Harris.
Okay, so it goes on and on and on. It's just a crazy show. It's all over the place.
No, it is. It's great. Yeah, it's one wild scene that we're coming into now. It's who knows where it's going and what it's doing, you know. All we know is, just like it was a Black Sabbath, War Pigs. What a song. What a brilliant song. We should finish the show with that one night. That is a classic. Generals gathered in their masses. Mate, unreal lyrics.
We're being taken up. I'm at Finley, 15-minute prison tonight. So why don't you close the show and I'll bring that in.
All right. Well, I could sing, like Aussie. But anyway, I won't do that. But yeah, what a great song that is, guys. War Pigs. Yeah, I think that's the name of it off the, what even album? I don't even know. Far out. It's going back a bit. But anyway, Ozzy Osbourne's in there and they were doing it. But, and the lyrics that were written back then, you know what I mean, have so much significance because it's been going on all the time, guys. It's been going on for a long, long time. It's all been the same. Order out of chaos. But guess what? We're here now, and it's all changing on them, all right? And they're going to have to learn how to lose, which I've told you before, they've never done yet. And this is why it's such a struggle, guys, because they don't know how to lose. But we're learning how to win. All right, and that's their big downfall. So let's just keep going. Thank you for everything that you're doing, guys. All right, it's brilliant. Get people over to the website. Hit Malsey, all right? Let's get it. Let's get it going. All right, come on. We just want to push the point now and make these guys come to the party. I called out another guy, Mark Ryan, today on Twitter, actually, too. You're a clown too, son. If you've seen me Twitter post, you need to get on this show too and bring your bloody proof because you got nothing. You're just full of crap and you need to be called out. So there you go, Mark Ryan on Twitter, guys. Anyway, go, Cazz. Thanks. Right. See you, guys. Bye.
Bye, guys. Thanks, guys. Oh, hang on. Is that coming?
I don't know.
Yep, it is now.
I'm sorry I can't talk to you because I know you're on their list. They're watching everything we do and I can't afford another misstep. I need to visit my mother next month and she's 16 minutes away. I'm doing everything I can to build my social score. So they will grant permission for me to knock on my front door and leave my 15-minute city open air containment camp. 15-minute prison designed to keep the slaves in check. My digital currency won't let me buy another beer. It's for my own good, you see, or some tree might disappear. what just turned orange. I must have spent too long talking to you. She's 16 minutes away. 16 minutes away. I'm doing everything I can to build my social score, so they will grant permission for me to knock on her front door and leave my 15 minutes at a open air containment camp. 15-minute present designed to keep the slaves in check. 15 minutes in a open air containment